Obviously just excited to get this night started and play, and I thought the energy was good. It's hard to sustain the effort sometimes in games like that over for a 40-minute period. So we went in the locker room at halftime, basically just said, hey, it's 0-0. You need to win this half by another 20 points. And I wasn't sure exactly where we were at with that number until I got back in the locker room. And actually I think we outscored them by 24 in the second half. So I was excited about that. Obviously there's going to be a lot of things to critique tonight on the film, just being better in transition defense, having a sense of urgency in that area because that's such a critical point of the game and phase of the game, and then doing a better job, continuing to get better in the half court defensively, getting through screens. One of the cross screen, down screens action we worked on it a lot this week, hurt us. We got to continue to get better at that. But anytime you hold somebody 32 points, that's a good thing. I don't care who you play. 32 points, 25% defensive field goal percentage, those are good numbers. And then we rebounded. We only gave up 8 offensive rebounds off 33 missed shots, and we had 16 offensive rebounds. One, obviously, low point, 5 for 16 from the free throw line. Until I saw that stat, I wasn't sure. I knew it was bad. I didn't realize it was that bad. And obviously, to win championships and win on the road, you got to make free throws.
I wanted to play off that, actually. Do you plan on focusing on free throw shooting as practice goes on for the rest of this week? Even against Harris-Stowe, free throw shooting will be important.
Yeah, we usually take segments in between practice, and it's hard on Mondays and Tuesdays. We got night classes, and you got to lift, and you got to practice, and then you got to get them to class on time. So what I usually do, and this is what our routine is on most normal days that when we're in the CFSB Center, is every break they got to go to their goal, shoot 4 free throws. If they make 1 for 4, they run 3 sprints. 2 for 4, they run 2 sprints. It takes a little bit extra time, so it's tough to do it every day. We'll talk about it, but I'm like a lot of coaches, I'm not going to harp on it. We'll shoot more, spend some more time in the gym, talk to the coaches about getting the guards in, because guys that are good free throw shooters, Stacy Wilson, Latrez, Jawan, those are the guys that missed it. Ed he missed 2, but then Ed'll come back and make 2, and he'll end up being 60%. So that's what he's going to be. Yeah.
Talk about your decision to sub your first 5 for the next 5 and just put in 5 newcomers onto the floor and let them take over instead of just a few at a time.
That's what we talked about that at halftime. I didn't mean it to come like that. If they were playing, I wanted to give the starters a 6-7 minute, basically a good stretch run. I want a good 6 minutes from them. I subbed the first 2. Never could get a dead ball situation to get them in. The clock started ticking, and I didn't want to not get those other guys quality, good minutes in the first half. So then it ended up being another 4, and then I got those 4 in and gave Isaiah another minute and then got Jalen into the game. But was excited with their effort. I don't think there was a big letdown. I thought they came in. I thought Latrez gave some good energy. Brandon Garrett gave some good energy. He got lost on defense a couple times, and we'll watch that on the tape and figure out exactly what happened on that. But Zay Jackson's good. When he's locked in, he's good because he brings a lot of energy.
Starting lineup basically set for a while.
Yeah, I think so. I think so. It is, I think experience is big, and then from there on, we want to continue to build our bench, starting, Zay Jackson, Latrez Mouchad, if they can continue to provide quality depth. Zay obviously at the 1, Latrez at the 4 and the 3, and then continue to bring along Stacy Wilson at the 3, and then Brandon Garrett up front.
Coach, every day we talked before, in the first game, you always preached to me defense. 27 turnovers tonight, 32 points. When you saw, that stat, how happy were you?
Yeah, I was excited. We have a deflection chart, and we had 39 deflections. That's something we've been doing the last couple of years. Anytime you get your hand on balls, that's a deflection. And we had 39 deflections, and you gave those numbers, and then 25% defensive field goal percentage, 32 points. Like I said earlier, regardless of who you play, those are pretty good numbers. Obviously, we've got to continue to get better, and we'll continue to focus on the fundamentals defensively. We did some very good things, but obviously there's some things that we saw during the game that hurt us.
What's the biggest thing you guys have to improve upon as you're looking forward to Harris-Stowe? What are you going to work on?
Tomorrow we'll work on all of our stuff. I'll watch the tape tonight. I'll watch the Bethel game tonight, and then tomorrow in the morning I'll break down our team and get ready for our practice, and then probably tomorrow night watch a lot of stuff on Harris-Stowe and be ready to prep for them on Thursday and Friday at shoot around. But first and foremost, we'll go right back to transition defense, making sure we have a ball and basket guy. There was times we didn't have that, and we got to make sure we have that. You know, if you're playing very good basketball teams and you're not good in transition defense, it's going to be hard to be a good defensive team. So we'll do that, and then when shell drill and our defensive breakdowns, probably work on some of the things that hurt us tonight.
Free throws at all? Maybe talk to some of the guys about, hey, maybe come in a few minutes early before practice and shoot some free throws?
Yeah, they brought it up. You know, when we were huddling up at the end, that they need to get in and shoot free throws, and our guards, they need to get in there and shoot, and our bigs too. Bigs, you know, they got to make 50 free throws every day. Our guards got to get in the gun and shoot. I mean, we're doing all the same thing. I think it was more of a fluke deal. But you can't win big if you go 5 for 16.
I know that you've been hoping Brandon Garrett would come along and play better this year after not getting a lot of time last season. How would you evaluate his performance?
I was excited about Brandon. On the offensive end, I think he did some good things. I thought he went to the offensive glass. He had 3 offensive rebounds. I thought that was very positive. A couple times defensively, lost his man. I don't know if you guys saw, he kind of lost his man a couple times. He got some short corner and low block touches that he's got to clean up. And then one time they kind of crawled into him on the wing. I want Brandon to be tougher, but then the next time he ripped through, drove it, had a nice pass to Latrez, and Latrez finished a nice little layup. So excited about where Brandon can go. I think he's got good length and size. He's very smart. He's disciplined, and I think if he can continue to buy in, he can do some good things for us.
You have 4 players and double figures, kind of even scoring. Is that more just about being an exhibition and playing a lot of guys, or do you see it maybe being fairly balanced like that?
If it could end up being balanced, obviously I think, you know, Isaiah and Ivan, you know, will have big nights, you know, from time to time, or maybe when you look statistically, could be the leaders. But if we can get Juwan Long or Latrez or Stacey Wilson or whoever it may be to be another guy that we can count on between that 8 and 12-point range, I just think it makes our team better. So that some of it has to do with it being an exhibition and playing guys certain minutes, but if that can happen, I think it makes our team better.
Coach, I know you haven't been able to watch a lot of video on Harris-Stowe yet. Any idea on what they might present problem-wise that Bethel didn't?
They're undefeated, first of all, tonight. They play Lindenwood, is a very good Division II program out of St. Louis. Brad Soderberg's the coach up there, really good, was the head coach at St. Louis for a long time, and very good, disciplined head coach. So that'll be good to watch that tape tomorrow or Thursday. But they play a little bit of zone. We haven't faced zone yet this year, some 1-2-2, so we'll have to work on that the next 2 days of practice, making good decisions against the zone. We haven't played they played all man tonight. We haven't played against zone in a real environment yet, and it's different. So we got to prepare and be ready to adjust to that. And the second thing is they're small. They're going to be small 1 through 5. You know, I think they're just 6'5", 6'6" at the biggest up front, and so we got to do a better job containing the dribble and helping early. And that's something we didn't do a great job of consistently tonight.
Does their lack of size make it difficult for you to match up with whoever they have to post?
Yeah, sometimes. That's the tough, you know, read. It's kind of like when we play Eastern Kentucky sometimes. We'll play 4 guards a lot when we play Eastern Kentucky, and we have in the past, just because it's a better matchup with all the things they run. We've got to do a good job with our post guys defending one-on-one from the top, one-on-one from the wing the next couple days. I think that's important because they got to be trained to close out short, make those guys beat us over the top, beat us with contested shots rather than just driving it. But that's one problem that those teams can, you know, possess.
Coach, it seemed like the defensive energy the entire game, minus a couple of, simple lapses, was players were fired up, passionate, playing defense strong the entire game. Is there anything you were saying on the sidelines that was keeping the mentality in the game, or was it something that the players just naturally were doing on the floor?
The one thing about this team the one thing I talk to them about is they've obviously, first of all, shot selection and defense, but being disciplined and then listening and being locked in when they come over to the huddle. And really just try to challenge them every 4 minutes, hey, refocus, play hard again. And they did in stretches. They were pretty good. And then they'd go for about 30 seconds a minute, and you got to gather them back in or sub and get them focused. But like I said, if you hold somebody 32 points and 25%, some of it was us, some of it was them. It missed some easy shots. But that's a positive. And hopefully we can build off that.